in the kitchen.
All right, here we
Like
go.
Norway typical or something. So
We're live. We're live.
Hey.
Oh no,
That's a great way to start.
rolling right in. Rolling right in.
Yeah. Hopefully, no one. The mic wasn't on when I said that.
All right, I think we're okay.
Getting caught on hot mics. Oh
Hot
man.
mics. The mics are hot. This radio show happens always at the same time. This is No Suggestion. I'm Ralf Jean Pierre. Got co-host Jake Joseph here.
Hello.
All right, and we got. All right, I'm gonna try to get you a 3-part name. I'm gonna try to get it all without mistake. Slaney Rose Jordan.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
It's me.
Jordan.
Yeah, right?
Nice. Can you play basketball?
I can, yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
Michael's my cousin.
Because you're a cousin.
Michael's my cousin.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you
No,
okay?
actually, but I
almost
was
believed
such a
you.
fan of his, but only, I don't like basketball at all. It's my least favorite sport to watch. Probably because of the squeaky sneaks, but also it comes down to the
Pull
last 2
Mike
minutes.
a little bit
Yeah.
closer.
It comes down to the last 2 minutes.
You could
You can
maneuver
like,
it.
Oh, yeah.
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 So what's the point of sitting there and watching it? You know?
That's true.
But his Chicago Bulls jersey number was 23, and I was born on March 23rd. So
Wow.
Jordan
Oh,
23
wow.
was always like, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Whoa! What
Right?
a synchronicity.
I like to bring up Michael Jordan's ill-fated baseball career often because it's like bring up Michael Jordan and you put up this high expectation of like excellent basketball player, and then just bring up his baseball thing, and then it just like cuts. I don't know. I feel like
And then
it's
golf.
just it's just very fun to bring up his other sports careers, not just basketball.
He's-
I think his baseball career is kind of impressive.
Yeah,
because
he's like a master.
he didn't play that much and then got really good really fast. Like
Yeah.
he never became the Michael Jordan of baseball by
Yeah.
any means, but could he have? I
Yes.
don't know.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, if he had started earlier. I
Also,
think he's
why
like
does he have
sports
a
master?
Yeah, why does he have a Hitler stash now?
Oh, I haven't seen
that is
either.
why. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's
No.
just the old, like a crotchety old man, basically.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him. I don't even think about him existing in the world currently. I only think of him as like 90s Michael Jordan.
Last thing I
Space
heard about
Jam.
him was that he was heavily invested in private prisons, and I was like, oh, that's weird.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I have a saying that I say. I don't think I invented it, but I believe it, which is all your heroes will disappoint you.
Yeah.
Mm.
I live by this. It's sad, but it doesn't make me sad because I think it's like a beautiful, messy duality of life. Because I'm not saying that they're not still your hero, and it doesn't negate what they've done that's made them your hero. But I think most people I think everyone's gonna have some sort of shitty era or season or segment of their life where.
I know. I'm hoping tonight doesn't start that for me.
Yeah,
I hope I don't
yeah.
say something to get me canceled
Canceled
tonight, and then I'm like
tonight.
into my radio free
Yeah.
like cancellation era.
I already started that trade off.
Grandma, you cannot talk that way about the neighbors, Grandma.
I'm gonna, and they're gonna listen because I brought them cookies last week.
Okay, well, I feel like you can't dictate how people thank you for their cookies. They said, you know what I mean? I'm sure they said thank you when you brought them to the door. It can't be, you know what I mean? Leave them alone, Grandma, and put the phone down.
I am determined to get canceled. Look, I am 80
Don't.
years old and I have not gotten canceled yet, and apparently
Ding
it's all the
dong.
rage.
Ding dong.
Oh my God,
Hold
they're
on,
coming.
I'll get the door.
Don't you answer it, Grandma. Come on, I'm coming down the stairs. I'm
Okay,
coming down
fine.
the
I'll
stairs.
stay in my
you stay
seat.
back there.
You go get it.
Yeah, you stay
What a
in your
good
seat,
grandson.
Grandma. Okay.
Hi, hi, Mr. Loose Goat? Mr. Loose Goat, is that you?
Yeah, it's me, Carl.
Okay.
You can just call me.
Okay. Hi, John.
Yeah, you can just call me John.
Yeah, I don't, once again, thank you for the cookies the other day, but
My grandma made them.
Yeah.
She really is fond of you guys and made them especially for you.
it's, that the cookies were wonderful. It's the messages that she has
Grandma,
been leaving.
stop doing your middle finger. Stop that. She doesn't mean it.
I can hear Carl's nails on a chalkboard voice.
Listen.
And all I want.
She holds up a cardboard sign in her window, and we can see it in our family room.
Grandma,
Yeah, and
I thought I hid the Sharpies.
well, last week's was, I think, especially
I can't tell if that
heinous.
was a Georgia O'Keeffe or was that just like a
Grandma, do
graphic
not
image.
draw vaginas on a cardboard and show them through the window.
Look, I'm in my O'Keeffe era, okay? It's all a part of getting canceled.
I mean, it was some beautiful Yannick imagery, but I have children, and they were asking questions, and I can't keep making up
So
different
tell
flowers.
them it's a flower.
That's what I've been saying, but there's so many different. You have so many different images
You
that
can
you keep
interpret
rotating.
it however you want.
Okay, can we just? Thank you so much for the cookies, but can we just stop with the pictures, please? All right.
I cannot. I have to work, and I cannot stop my grandmother from expressing herself. Grandmother, if you want to express yourself, I encourage it, but I don't see why we can book. I got a friend who's got a gallery. We can get a gallery showing for you. You don't have to aggressively wave these pictures and paintings through the window. For the neighbors.
Oh,
What?
ding dong, ding dong. Hey,
Oh my
I'm back,
God.
and seemingly right after I left, there was a new image in her window comparing me to a burnt matchstick, and I don't even get it.
You just say what you got to say, Grandma. Why don't you just?
Well-
I don't want to get in the way anymore.
I have you. You know how missile funding. You want to hear my thoughts on missiles?
Grandma, you're about to give your thoughts on missiles.
I'm trying to get canceled here, son.
What? You have this
The
idea.
United States is giving missiles.
Oh, okay.
You
All
know
right.
what I'm getting
Grandma,
at?
you still matter. You're
Sure.
still relevant. You don't need to be canceled to be relevant. I know you feel irrelevant because you're getting older. Don't cry, Grandma.
I'm sorry. Were you just being ageist?
I
feel
No,
like
I-
you are the one that's going to be.
wait a
canceled.
minute. I'm getting
Whoa.
canceled right now.
Yeah. How dare you disqualify her from being
How
canceled
did you-
because of her
How
age?
did you drop a sign so quickly?
Yeah. Now I have a protest sign.
What?
This is why I feel like you would have interpreted my art perfectly, and yet you're here.
You're
just
canceling
against
me
it.
now. Cancel
You
my
know what?
grandma.
I'm just going to be like Banksy. I'm just going to go overseas because that's where they'll get me.
Where'd you get
Obviously,
that?
my neighbors don't understand my art.
Grandma.
I feel sorry for you to have this grandson that's so problematic and toxic.
I'm sorry. I've taken your shine. I'm
You're just like your mother.
see. Beautiful. Fantastic. So yeah, the show works just like this. We'll talk about whatever we want to talk about, whatever comes up, whatever happens. That at any point anybody can start a scene.
Okay.
Anybody can just start one, and then that scene will go however long it wants to go. And then when we feel like it's ready to go, we can just call scene and end it. Hopefully that happens 4 times, 3 more times over the course of the next hour. That would be fantastic. If it happens more than 4 times, hooray! If it happens less than 4 times, boo! And that's it.
Right?
That's
They're paying good money.
yeah.
Yeah. In this free broadcast.
People are paying good.
They're sitting in
coin.
their cars tracking this mile
Yeah,
by
yeah.
mile. By the second mile, they better be on.
They're paying the
second
data rates to
beats.
download this app to listen to the show.
I've never had any evidence that anyone is listening to this show at all, but I keep doing it into the ether. Listen, I believe something will be yielded from this. What do you have like that in your life? That's just something you're just doing it out into the ether, and you have no idea if it's making any
I'd say
making a
that's just
dent.
generally every single bit of improv I do.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I guess social media, like
Wow.
the second story. You know, I don't post that often, but like I always feel like people watch your first story and then they don't watch the second one. So I always feel
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
like that's one that's like a secret. You can just
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, you can just put whatever there and it doesn't matter.
Oh.
Do you ever like post something there just to see if people are paying attention?
Like deliberately, like
Yeah,
say,
like
hey,
leave a
like
secret
this.
message or something like that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, you can see who sees all your stories.
Right.
That is
Yeah.
true. I guess I never look into it.
Yeah,
but
no, I try
yeah.
not to check
Oh my
too
God.
often, but when I do, because it's so rare
Mhm.
that I post. I mean, not that rare, but multiple. You know, a lot of people do like multiple
Yeah.
posts, and then by
Oh,
the
yeah.
end of it, I'm not watching all of this.
Oh, I do long strings of stories.
You're a
They don't
multi-
get that little. I'll
story.
probably do like 10 in a row.
Oh yeah,
but they're
See,
like
you'd lose me at maybe 5.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
just like
yeah.
memes, though. They're not mine. They're like me reposting other people's
Yeah.
silly memes.
I guess like not to make this about me, but the thing that I guess I do that is I'm just throwing out in the ether and I don't really
Let's
know
talk
what's
about
going
you, Jake.
is the skateboarding. So whenever I post skateboarding videos, I'll often post videos of me falling multiple times before I get the thing.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that you can see the drop off of people watching me fall and then no one sticks around to see me actually get to the trick.
Wow.
Oh,
But I enjoy that. Yeah.
yeah. Now that you mention it, I skate in
Yeah.
the winter, and I
Oh.
don't like post about it, but it's just something I enjoy to do.
You ice
Doing-
skate?
Yeah, I skate.
Oh, man.
Is that a Maine thing?
Well, I do it here.
Yeah.
But I grew up doing it in Maine.
Ooh.
But I have my own skates, so I can go to Bryant Park for free
Oh, okay.
if I bring.
Oh, if you bring your own skates?
yeah,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
an hourly thing, and you can sign up day of, and it's
Nice.
very convenient to where I perform improv at the pit.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So you just show up and skate for a little bit before you. Wow. Is that
Yeah, or
for-
after, like I'll do a tech rehearsal or something. And,
That's so cool. I would have never guessed that. Is it ice skating like roller skating? Does it feel the same or is it
It's in
different?
line, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It feels different because I have more control in rollerblading.
Yeah.
But I don't, but less freedom. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, skating is, I don't know, more just kind of like a meditative state, whereas
Yeah.
rollerblading, I get very much into like speed,
Yeah.
and I want to go really fast and like,
Gotcha.
you know,
Yeah.
I used to, growing up, I would pretend I was Apolo Anton Ohno, but I was on my rollerblades, so I would train
yeah.
like in the off season in my mind
Yeah.
for speed skating.
Who is that? That's
He's
like,
a speed skater.
Oh, okay.
He was like
He was like
a
big
famous
in the-
Olympian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frosted tips.
Whoa.
I don't know why he was so like prominent for some reason, but
He was doing really well for like a few winter.
oh, okay, that
Olympics.
maybe makes sense. Yeah.
He was like the top speed skater in the world,
Oh.
and I was a big fan. And I would like practice all the arm movements, you know, doing laps on my.
This is just an intramural league. You don't have to be so competitive.
If I'm ever gonna make it to the Olympics, yes, I do.
We are an intramural league. We're both in our early 40s.
Yeah, and I have a lot to talk to you about the relays that you've been doing. You know, maybe we gotta focus on our speed here because you guys are skating like it's roller skates.
I have my
We
own
are
dental
rollerblading.
practice. Well, okay, but I got shin splints. I got a little bit of. I got things going on. I got family. You know, you got a family. I need you
Do I? I mean, if I don't win the Olympics, I'm pretty sure I'll lose my family.
Okay,
They're
guys.
gonna leave me.
Hi, guys. I'm the coach for the ice hockey team, the youth ice hockey team. We can overhear a conversation, and the kids are scared that this is what happens when you grow up. Okay.
Well, you can tell them. You can tell them it's exactly what happens when you grow up. You lose the ability to work with people.
I thought we were just gonna have a fun game. Hey, let's just postpone the game for a few minutes. We're not ready to start
yeah,
yet.
the kids heard you after you were done skating, and you were just like groaning in pain and complaining about all your aches and pains, and now they're all afraid of aging.
I'm sorry. Just do your. But we have some hot chocolate over there. Do your best to calm the kids. Sugar free. It's sugar free. Do your best to calm
Live a
the kids down, please. Listen.
You don't want me to go to the Olympics.
I'm concerned about your family, frankly, because it feels like you're worried that they will leave you.
Right.
I just want to assure you that your family's togetherness does not depend on whether or not you make it to the Olympics, which I'm pretty positive you are not going to make it. Maybe you had a chance when you
Wow,
were younger,
Carl.
but I'm sorry.
Wow, Carl.
Please don't.
I can't believe that you're coming at me like this.
I don't mean
You
to
know
come
what?
at you.
And it makes sense that you're trying to stop me from reaching my dreams because you know that Margaret would leave me if I didn't get the Olympics.
I don't
if
know
I
that.
didn't make it to the Olympics. And you know what?
I have no
now that I
hint
think
of
about
that.
it, I feel like you've got the hots for Margaret. And you're just going to move in on my territory.
You're too competitive. This is not a competition. I have my own family. I'm happy with my family. This is supposed to be a game for fun.
Right. Well, you know what would be really fun? The Olympics.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to Paris, man.
I'm rooting for you. I want to be a champion
guys,
for you.
we're back. The kids are ready to ice skate again, and they just wanted to say, like, They think what you're doing with Margaret is pretty inappropriate. You shouldn't treat a friend like that. So I'm gonna go back to the kids, and you guys get your stuff figured out.
I don't want your family. I think you have a lovely family. I just want us to have a nice game today, and I want us to just let's measure our expectations. Just
okay. Let's measure the fact that it's not a game; it's a race.
the word I was looking for is temper. I said
Okay.
measure.
You're just not. You're
You're
not
making
on
me
my
nervous.
level. You're not on my level. I get it.
I'm not on your level.
You know what?
You're the
Maybe
best on our team.
I think I'll have to go solo.
Well,
Apolo Anton solo.
there's 14 eighth graders in ice skates that you can start against. I'll be rooting for you from the side. Me and your wife, just as friends. See? Beautiful. What part of, I don't know anything about Maine. What it sounds idyllic. It sounds like a place Michael Landon would have lived. What tell me about it.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. I mean, I'm lucky where I grew up is Bar Harbor, Maine. It's on an island off the coast. It's Mount Desert Island, which is where Acadia National Park is. So my backyard was like a national park.
Whoa.
Have you met a moose?
Not on the island, but I have seen one off the island, and it's calf. It's very cute.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
you
they
grew
were
up
scared running from cars, but they're huge. I've seen really huge like buck deers because that's what kind of primarily runs the island, or the deer.
The deer.
It's really idyllic. I never took it for granted living there, and so I do go back quite often just to visit family because luckily they're all still there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the name of this island is what?
Mount Desert Island.
Mount Desert.
Mount Desert. Yeah,
Mount-
it's
Mount-
Ile de Mont Desert, which is French.
Mont Desert.
I feel like we're having like a
Champlain.
rural germ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mont Desert.
Yeah.
Right. It's deserted. It's the mountain, the island of deserted mountains. So like desert, but it's deserted.
Like deserted, like
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem like an appealing place to be. If that like, ooh, come to the deserted mountain island.
But
yeah.
just the tops look deserted because it's like it's all woods
Yeah.
in Maine. But then the peaks of these mountains are all pink granite, so they're deserted. You know, and they got the name because they're approaching by water.
Yeah.
As French colonizers did.
Wow.
And it was like
Have you
kind
ever
of
been
resort town, a lot of rich, the Rockefellers.
What?
They all had mansions up there, still do.
And how'd your folks end up on this island?
They lived in Connecticut and got out of Connecticut. They always say they escaped. So no offense to people in Connecticut, but I do still have family in Connecticut. But
why'd you put up your middle finger when you talked about Connecticut?
Right?
Oh no.
Triborough.
Yeah.
But they came from very big Irish families, and I think they wanted to have an experience outside of that together, and also it was just going to be cheaper, and they could just have a gorgeous place to grow up for their children to grow up in, outside of Connecticut.
Have you ever been to one of the tops of these deserted mountains?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Ooh,
Yeah,
what's it
I'm
like
a
up
big
there?
hiker. Really lovely.
Mhm.
It can be windy at times, but they're not like 10,000 feet. It's like moderate,
Yeah, gotcha.
It's a good kind of 3 or 4 hour hike to the top of Cadillac Mountain, which is the highest peak.
Cadillac Mountain?
Yeah. It's where you can see the first sunrise of
The East Coast?
Of the East Coast.
Oh.
But Eastport, Maine claims they can. So it's always been a point of contention between Eastport and Bar Harbor.
Ooh.
Yeah, that they claim that they can, but because we're elevated, we have the possibility of seeing it before they can. But
so it's like a technicality.
They're farther east, so they do get the first sunshine, but we can see it because
of the height.
The world is round. Did you guys know that?
Ooh.
Did you guys know that?
This is internet public radio.
I just read something that blew my mind.
What?
The world is round.
We've been over this. There's no way.
I know. I thought for so long too, and we joined this club together that like Flat Earther Club, and you guys, this whole week I've been really nervous to tell you, but apparently we've gotten it all wrong.
Okay, you're sounding like that fool Columbus who knows where he's at. He's probably fallen off the earth somewhere. Okay, this is in our home of Italy or Spain. I don't know where Columbus is from.
He's from Italy.
Italy, in our home of Italy.
He was sent by the Spanish.
Well, that's where he's off, but I'm sure he's fallen off the earth because this place is flat. Okay,
I know, you guys are so smart because you know where Columbus is from, and I trusted you.
Look, we're all in this club because we are easily persuaded by pamphlets.
Yeah.
So did you get a new pamphlet? Is this a different pamphlet? Have you been reading another pamphlet?
If it's
That's
not
what I'm
from
saying.
a pamphlet, I'm not believing it. Okay,
Well,
show me a pamphlet that says the earth is round.
Here.
Whoa.
I've been carrying it around. Look at how crinkled it is. And I've written so many notes and I've cross-checked it with a lot of people. But luckily there are enough of us out there still that can debunk it. Like if we get the right camera and light setup, we could debunk this officially and like make it and like stop my brain from obsessing over this.
Yeah,
because it's been a whole week. I have lost sleep.
Somebody get me a pamphlet on cameras.
Like it's clear. Yeah. Like I mean, obviously the earth is flat, right? But I'm reading all this and it's saying it's round.
Okay. Somebody get me a pamphlet on reading because once I figure out how to read, I'm going to help you debunk
Okay,
this.
Here.
All right.
But don't be persuaded.
This pamphlet has words in it also that I can't read. Right. I only understand a few words.
They're in Italian.
Oh, see? All right. We're going to figure this problem out, okay? Right here in this abandoned teacher's lounge that we get to use for the club.
Oh, thank God.
Somebody get me a pamphlet on Italian. Once we find one, I know there's got to be one here somewhere.
Okay, let me ruffle through that.
I have a map of the Amalfi Coast.
Yes.
That will work.
Okay.
That will work. Because I
maps.
heard that the aliens drew a whole language from the bird's eye view. So actually, if we study the map, we will learn Italian because the aliens put it in there.
Abigail, you're going off the pamphlets.
What? No.
You're going beyond the pamphlets.
Oh, come on. This isn't the first time we've talked about aliens here.
I know. I hate to say this, guys, but the pamphlets about the aliens, they turned out to be fake.
I feel like I heard they were school
You've
printed.
been persuaded?
I know. I brought it. I was the one that brought the pamphlets about the aliens in the first time.
They were printed in school.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've been persuaded. You just called me out as being persuaded.
Apparently those were Invader Zim comics, and I didn't realize that. Him and his little foolish robot friend.
This has been fooled by zines. You mistake zines for pamphlets?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are you gonna tell me next? Lizard people aren't real?
Yeah, those are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's also another comic book. I've recently figured out this thing is there's these things called comic books, and they are not pamphlets. They're not pamphlets. These aren't stories about our elder gods.
Okay, there's digests, there's pamphlets, there's comics, there's zines.
There's Our Daily Bread.
Oh my.
Yes, there's leaflets. We got a lot.
Yeah, there's the Book of Mormon.
Actual books. Listen, guys, there's a lot of information to digest and only so much time between gym and lunch.
Well, all wanted
somebody
to tell
get us.
you was that the Earth apparently is round.
Somebody get us a pamphlet on time management. See.
Beautiful. That really does sound like such an idyllic upbringing. How many siblings you got?
I have four siblings.
It's four. So
3 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay. Beautiful.
I'm the 4th.
You're the youngest.
Yeah. No. I was the youngest for 6 years, so I'm like in the middle age-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Because then 6 years later, my little brother came along,
and
I remember being like, "No, I'm the baby.
Wow.
You can't. I've been the baby for 6 years, bro."
Do you still hold that against him?
No, because he's so sweet. Yeah, he really turned out to be a gem. And once you become an older sibling, it actually is easier because you can boss someone around.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think I carry with me a lot of, like they say, the age or the birth order
yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
affects your personality.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the way
big
that you
time.
interact with your family, and I definitely still feel like a bit of a baby in
Mm.
the family.
You and only?
No, I have an older brother, but I am the baby of my generation.
I
So
don't think we've talked about this. You have an older brother? I don't think we've ever talked about this.
yeah, I guess he and I aren't
Never
very
come
close, so he doesn't come up that often. So
okay.
yeah.
Here's what I also want to say. Since this podcast has started, and this almost a half hour since the podcast has started, what's been a theme and everything we've talked about for you is fierce competition. Every single thing we've talked about for
Oh,
you
interesting.
has been about fierce competition. Are you
Right.
competitive?
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh,
I guess so,
wow.
I did.
Holy
But I
moly.
didn't do sports.
Okay.
So I'm like competitive in like games and but not to a certain degree, right?
Okay.
Like I went to school for music theater, which is like the most competitive of practices,
Uh-huh.
and shortly after moving to New York City dropped out because I'm not that competitive. I'm like I enjoy doing things, and so when I enjoy doing them and I'm with a group of people that I enjoy doing them with, that's when I become quote unquote competitive because I want to like succeed in it. But like
Yeah.
if it's just me against like a stranger or something, I don't care as much.
Mm.
I'm not like I don't have to be the top dog. But when it's someone that I don't mean to say that I want to win against my friends, but I like want the best outcome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to do things well.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that makes sense. Yeah. But you don't feel the need to like dominate or to like
No.
assert your will or
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
I was a
yeah.
nanny long enough to like know I can let people win. Be
Okay.
with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
I do always like with Monopoly though. I would always be like, I loved playing with like little kids because I could
you could just
let them win. I
Yeah.
could like still. But there was this one family that I was watching, and this kid was like dominating me in
Mhm.
Monopoly, and he won like 5 times in a row, and I couldn't like he took all my money.
Yeah.
And when his parents came home, he was like kind of bragging about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
he probably hadn't been a winner in
Yeah.
in the
like-
family all
yeah.
that much, and so then he was playing against me, and he was like excited. And the dad comes in and is like, "Oh, she probably let you win," and I'm like, "What?" I mean, I didn't
yeah.
say that because in my mind I was like, right to because I didn't want the parents to think that I.
Yeah.
oh, that you're.
Yeah.
Wow.
We can't have you watching our child. He beat you at Monopoly.
I know, right?
He's clearly the responsible
Yeah,
one
right?
here.
You're never-
Martha, this
never
woman is
tutoring
dumb. Yeah.
You're never gonna tutor them.
Wow.
This is strictly a nighttime position.
I mean, I love this because I am fascinated by, I don't think we've ever talked about this. I am fascinated by competition and its place in life and in art and in achievement. Because I'm always, I'm of the contention that I think it's much less necessary or much less I think it's much less important for achievement than the importance people give it. But I could be wrong. I think people use it as a motivator or as a way to like sharpen themselves. But I just feel like, I don't know.
I don't know. I definitely like I think that I have the aptitude for a lot of games, and like problem solving and just kind of like I don't know, I do jigsaw puzzles and Sudoku and that type. So I like to have the mental acuity. And so when I'm in a team setting or like with a board game or whatever,
Mhm.
I do take it very seriously because I know that I'm capable of it, And so then I guess I could look competitive because I don't mean to say like 'cause I'm really good at it. But like
Yeah.
like I think that less people put that pressure on themselves, whereas I'm like, why not go for it? Why would I limit myself
Yeah.
mentally if I have the capability of winning? Like I'm not afraid to be competitive, but I'm not like that. I'm not like that token competitive person where you're like, okay, calm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, you're taking it too far.
like you're
Yeah.
like you're red in the face. You're like, don't stomp out of the room. I'm not like that type of competitive. Like if it doesn't go my way, I'm totally
Mhm.
fine with that.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
but I'm gonna put my all into something and hope that the outcome is in my favor.
Yeah.
Because like why play a game then if you're not gonna like
You're
try.
not going to give it your all, yeah.
Yeah.
I like playing the caricature of a competitive person, but I'm not actually competitive at all. Yeah.
I think I am pretty competitive. And I don't think I like it about myself. Because I don't think it's so useful. And when I was younger, I would go to the pit and they would do jams, and the jams sometimes would be competitive. Like it'd be like, which team is going to win tonight? And I hated that I wanted to win.
Oh no, improv.
I hate it.
Improv competitions are my least favorite form of improv.
Saying that after you beat me in theater sports last week.
Oh!
Yeah, that's because I knew how to stack my team. That's where I used
my team
my
also
beauty.
did not
karate
have,
chop at his neck.
Yeah,
like
my
that.
team didn't have its full roster too. Not to say that our subs were bad or anything.
We
like
had
that.
a sub
just,
too.
Yeah,
no,
we just didn't have our normal chemistry.
Yeah, no, because I knew that I was not a short form improviser as like I mean I've done it before, but I'm not like that's not my strong suit. So I really loaded my team with short form improvisers so that they could help.
Yeah,
kind of with the show, because you do have to be on your toes with this. We're talking about theater sports.
Where was this?
Yeah.
It's actually coming up on January 19th.
Yeah.
Plug.
Where at?
At the pit.
Yeah.
Oh, at the pit.
So it's kind of like comedy sports, but it originated in Chicago.
Yeah.
Or, right? Chicago.
Yeah. Isn't
Toronto?
Whose Line Is It Anyway based off of this? Yeah.
So Kyle Shamblin's brought it back to Manhattan, and it's been going great.
It's been a fun show.
Yeah. And so I like it because there are judges, and it's like a comedic setting where the judges are like the villains, whereas when it's a audience choice, that's where I'm like, oh, it just is who you brought.
Yeah.
It's like so
it's a popularity contest.
Yeah. It's so subjective. So it's like,
it's not what we do around here. I'm going to need you folks to shut this down. We don't do this around here. All right?
we don't do competition.
We don't do any competition.
Well,
All right, we gotta shut this down. Wait, what are you doing? I thought I was gonna be the one that was gonna.
I'm a detective. I arrived on the scene first. All right, I'm the constable, and I arrived first to say we gotta shut this all down.
No, I want to say that we gotta shut this all down.
I see what you're straightening out your posture to be taller than me, and it's not fair.
You guys,
I arrived first.
You guys have just been saying the same thing for the past 10 minutes. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm about
you?
to shut this down.
Wait a minute.
Whoa,
You're trying to ease in with your kindness and you're being unassuming, but that's not gonna. Okay.
Whoa, what are you doing standing on that chair to be taller than both of us?
Yeah, look,
come down from there.
Yeah, look, I can do pull-ups off of this pipe.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look at this, a show of
3,
dominance.
4,
yeah.
5.
I'd like to see you try.
Okay, I have a back problem, and also I'm busy shutting this down, being the point person of that. You guys can both
free
flank
your
me.
schedule because I'm shutting this down. Now you're not busy enough because I'm gonna take it over and shut this down.
I've become less busy, which means I can now step to the front and shut this.
Hey, get your hand off of that light switch.
Oh, no,
You're
I'm
not shutting this
I'm
down.
turning this up.
Oh,
yeah,
wait a
you
minute.
see this big dial here?
Don't-
Yeah, I'm about to
We're trying to
turn
shut
this
it down, and I'm
up.
trying to be the first to turn it up.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is
You see this panel of buttons? I'm going to turn them all on.
well. I think you know what? I think this does need to be turned up, and I'm sorry. I've got the most experience in turning things up. I'm sorry to pull rank here, but I've got experience in shutting things down, but also way more experience in turning things up.
I'm gonna turn this car around, and we're gonna go back to our suburban household because we're taking all of this away. I'm taking it all away.
Dad, that's not fair.
Because we're shutting this
There's
down.
only one steering wheel.
I really regret sitting in the back seat because otherwise I would be turning the wheel and forcing us back in the other direction because you don't even know how to drive manual, man.
Hey.
I don't.
I don't know. We've been stalled for 10 minutes.
You got your hands crisscrossed.
It's because I'm shutting this down.
Wait a minute.
Why? Because we're going up a hill?
I think
Is that
I'm-
how you get out of this situation?
I think I'm car sick. I'm gonna puke in here.
Well, I'm about to put it in reverse.
Oh,
Whoa.
wait, don't grab the wheel from me.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Beautiful. What a metamorphosis. Fascinating. Oh, there was something we were talking about earlier. I lost it. There's something we were talking about. No, it was something we were talking about over on that side. You said something so interesting that I wanted to bring up. Now, I think you were talking about, it wasn't stage fright, was it? Or it was...
Oh, performance anxiety?
Yes.
Oh, yes, about preferring sketch over, or being
Improv.
more nervous for, preferring improv as like a hobby to sketch because of the lack of preparation needed.
Yeah.
You do a lot of sketch. I feel like, I don't know if I've had a lot of people on here who've done so much sketch, or maybe I have and we just haven't talked about it. But talk a little bit about your sketch background, and I want you to talk, because you've done so much of it. What is the thing that keeps drawing you back to it?
Oh yeah, well, I started as an improviser, so I was studying as improv, and then I started doing old school sketch show, which was Micah Sherman's show originally.
Shout out Micah Sherman.
Yeah, and then Jane Kehoe took it over. And so I was, that is a show that is kind of based on the Second City approach of improv to sketch.
Okay.
So that's where I kind of got into it, was going literally from improv to sketch in old school. And it's kind of the way for a lot of improvisers that go on that show, green to sketch, and then start writing sketches and become sketch writers. I wrote my first sketch for that show, and it was basically like a one-act play. I did not know how to write sketch at that time, but I knew sketch. You know, I'm like a fan of Monty Python and Carol Burnett and like all those, you know, sketch writers and variety shows and that type of like simple ideas and blowing them up. So once I got into the writer's room and stuff, I just got so hooked. Like a pitch meeting is my favorite, because you're putting that idea out and then you're basically riffing on it. So it's improv. And in the setup for old school, it's, you can use the people in the writer's room to literally like do an improv scene, and then because you only have 7 days to create this sketch show.
Nice.
So like from pitch to stage in 7 days. So you don't really have much time to think about dialogue or premise. So if you just trust your players and put it up on its feet in the pitch meeting, you can just take it word for word and put it down and put it up a week later. But that process to me felt so natural, especially coming from improv, but just like I became addicted to like the pitching and writing process. But I mean, I started as a performer, so that payoff for me was like creating my own stuff. And actually, when I got out of music theater, it was because I was like, I'm not doing anything. You know, I'm going to auditions, but nothing's coming of it. I mean, you know, the rare auditions that I would go to. I just wanted to be able to create my own thing. So that was a great way to start creating my own shows. And like, I started producing old school sketch shows. So I was producing for a few years. And I've been doing sketch at Magnet for a few years now, like probably 5 seasons, and then 2 seasons during the pandemic digitally. So 3 pre and 2 post. And I'm currently on Rococo. At Magnet. Yeah. And actually, we're having our best of show. Another plug. Can I do another plug?
Yeah, go for it.
Our best of live wire show is January 16th at 7:30 at the Magnet. And there's such a great sketch community too. Like, you know, there's no like ego. It's all very like, people are just there. It's like hobbyists for the most part. And so I love that that mentality towards it. It's very supportive. And so the community really is what keeps me at sketch and improv. I mean, it's all, for me, it's the same
all
world,
together,
you know? But I just love seeing what people, seeing people grow through their production, through their producing of their sketch shows, and like seeing people through old school was a joy, because I'd see people write their first, you know, sketch. Like Jake's been on the show.
Yeah, it was fun.
But that wasn't your first sketch experience.
No,
right?
I'd done a handful. So I'd probably, that was probably like my 5th or 6th sketch show, but it was still pretty green to sketch. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would bring in different levels, right? And so everybody was a new cast member each month, and then a new director each month.
I loved my old school.
Yeah.
Like we all just really clicked so well, and it was such a fun experience through that whole week.
Yeah. And just like facilitating that and seeing that and being a part of that as an artist, like to me is just such a thrill. And I wish, it's such a, like, the part of sketch that I don't like is that it's one show and you're done. You like put in a month's work and then it's gone.
Yeah.
So that aspect of it is sad, but it allows you to move on. So then you're just like, you're still producing and growing as an artist, and like, you know, you can take what you created in that show and make it a digital character or something on TikTok or Instagram or something. And so I think it's a very useful source for comedians nowadays is to have that sketch background. I don't apply myself that way online as like a character comedian or anything, but I would like to. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. It's not really my style. I prefer stage. Is what I.
I totally get that. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where's the sketch stuff living now for you? Are you? Because I think as artists, we all, especially in the comedy improv community, we all live in this fuzzy place where, in a moment's notice, this can go from a hobby to a profession.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? It's like right there. It's on the razor's edge. I can't find the good metaphor for it. But where is it living for you, especially because your background, your intention was I'm going to go to school for musical theater. I want to be a performer. Yeah. I'm doing, and then you were kind of like, well, I guess that's not really what I want to do, or not really where I ended up. And so now you're in this world and doing improv and sketch stuff and being pretty prolific, it sounds like. Where does it feel like it's living for you? And I'm even dubious of this question because I don't. It sounds like what do you making any cash on this deal? You know.
No, it is a journey and it's a glorified hobby, and so I enjoy doing it, and so I have kind of turned it into a part-time job. Like through the pandemic, I was doing a lot of digital work. And that kind of got me more like I have like a whole production set up now. I could do whatever. But it also got me onto the tech savviness of it. And and when we came back from the pandemic, I was like, oh, I could just be the technician for these shows. So then I started being a tech, and that's a source of income for me through sketch and improv shows at Magnet and Pitt. And so that's a way that I'm spinning it. I'm also a director, so I get paid to do that as well. I direct a lot of teams at the Pitt, and actually I'm going to be directing a show for New York Fringe coming up in April.
Nice, plug that too. Who shows that?
Oh yeah, it's All You Need to Know, and it's a modern day telling of Hamlet, written by Gracie Rittenberg.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm getting the title right. Oh my God, I'm sorry if I'm getting the title wrong.
Well, it's
All You Need to Know. Yeah.
Who knows? It's a work in progress.
I know.
So maybe it'll change.
Every single time I pitch something, I'm always like, I hope I got the details right. I don't even know if I'm right, if I'm saying the right thing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Just keep an eye out for it. Everybody.
Yeah. New York Fringe. It's going to be really fun. I've seen it, and it's funny because I did start producing at theaters. Super Secret Arts came and went during the pandemic.
What was that? Super Secret Arts?
Yeah, in Gowanus, Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really great. Toby Singer and Kevin Lapson.
Right. Yes. I remember. Yeah.
And they asked me to come in and be associate producer, so I was getting a lot of experience through that. And I've just been just booking shows for kind of freelance booker for people, and I think it's because I've been at it for about 10 years now, so I do know a lot of people in the community and the acts that you can kind of source and put up in different venues and stuff. And I don't know, this last year has been kind of that transition into the monetizing. And so I do hope to continue that. And actually, I will be honest, when the slump of the holidays happen in December and you're like, oh, all my shows are done, and everybody kind of works through this calendar year of like, well, come January, it's going to be a whole new thing,
Yeah.
I like that fear sets in of like, are the people going to move on? Or like, did everything just like dry up? Am I going to have the same runs that I had in 2023? So I'm excited to be starting kind of, strong.
You guys remember me? Hey.
Yeah, no, so
hey, you guys remember me? Hi.
Yeah, George.
Yeah, it's me, George. Hi guys.
Hi, George.
Remember we had such a big adventure last year. We really got to know each other, and
George, we know.
Okay. I just was saying hi. It's great to see you guys.
We know.
You guys know about. You guys know that. I mean, I just was hoping we could be a big family.
You can say it, George. We all know.
Talking about how I let out a big fart at the raffle.
Yeah.
And you literally sent that guy into a heart attack.
We know it was you.
I was holding it for so long, guys. Don't ostracize me for this. I didn't do it on purpose.
You ate that burrito.
I was hungry. It's not against the law to eat.
No, we're not.
Kate, it's not against the law to eat. I can still be part of a community because I ate a burrito.
Of course.
This community center can deal with the fact that I had a bodily function.
Of course, but we're asking you to take your burrito elsewhere because
I ate it already.
Because
that
Beans,
grieving widow.
Yeah.
And the fact that you showed up at that wake and let out another one.
And then you just kept singing beans, the magical fruit, the more you eat, the more you toot.
I was
nothing
nervous.
was happening.
I was nervous, guys.
Like nothing was going on. No, so please don't think we've forgotten you.
That's never happened in other times. It's only those 2 times that I farted at a...
It's the only 2 times you've been in this community center.
I was new. We were getting along so well before that. We talked for like 2 hours before that. And then you guys were nice enough to come up to me at the wake and tell me and pat me on the back and say it was okay.
Yeah, and then that pat led to another expelling from your anus.
It was forceful. It was very forceful.
It was neither silent, but it was deadly.
Sanders, please, you get your arms crossed and you're just judging me.
No.
I want to be part of this community.
The irony of his best friend dying at his wake.
It was your best friend?
Of you. It was a chain reaction of death that week. That, the community hasn't quite forgotten about.
Please, guys, this is the one place I come to not be judged. I'm having a really hard time at home.
Our community doesn't have anybody that can fix bike chains anymore because of you.
I can learn. I can learn to fix. I can learn to be a bike tech.
What? You're gonna just kill off our bike tech and then replace him?
What is this?
Heartless.
What are you gonna do? Move into his little shack on Main Street?
I am wondering: is it a paid position or is it a volunteer position?
Don't mind.
Listen. It just in case I'm gonna learn about bike technique. I'm gonna become a bike technician anyway. Come on, guys.
Well, you can do that in your new community.
Yeah.
Because
there isn't another community center.
Well, then, George, you're going to have to move to Easttown.
No.
I heard Maine is nice.
Yeah.
Leave Connecticut, go to Maine.
I love Mexican food. I can't live someplace where I can't get burritos.
How do you know that they don't have burritos there?
Have
you even been?
Go torture another town with your love of burritos.
Also, we should warn them. We shouldn't be like the Catholic Church and just send people willy-nilly with no heads
up. Guys, we
gotta warn all the bike repair shops in the tri-state area.
Yeah. Father George is coming to town.
You guys, here's some empanadas.
Seat.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Please tell me we're ending on a fart joke.
No, we can't end yet. Okay, hold on. I'm going to read this. On there, read Radio Free Brooklyn Music Jam at Our Wicked Lady, November 9th. Wait, what? November 19th. Why is this? No, it's January. Okay, it's January 15th. November 19th is my birthday, which is weird. Okay.
Happy belated.
Yeah, it's happy belated. I'm getting older. Friday, January 5th, 7 p.m. at Our Wicked Lady. Hey, it's free. Bring your instrument. Are you a musician? Are you looking for new musicians to play with? Join us at the Radio Free Brooklyn Jam on Friday, January 5th at 7 p.m. at Our Wicked Lady. Come join a free music jam for musicians of any skill or stature to express themselves, explore musical improvisa, or bring a song you've always wanted to sing. This is going to be on the podcast, and nobody will be able to go to this. And the perfect opportunity to meet musicians from all around Brooklyn, be a part of the first ever Radio Free Brooklyn Music Jam. Hey, read that one.
You're listening to Radio Free Brooklyn, independent listener-supported radio. You're listening to No Suggestions on Radio Free Brooklyn. Thanks for listening to Radio Free Brooklyn. They keep saying Radio Free Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Your support keeps us going, etc.
Radio Free Brooklyn, Radio Free Brooklyn, Radio Free Brooklyn, Radio Free Brooklyn. I don't know. Yeah.
Our Radio Free Brooklyn donations. Radio Free Brooklyn's mission is to provide a free and open platform to our community and promote. I'm going to do my NPR voice.
Yeah.
And promote media literacy, education, free expression, and public art. We rely primarily on donations from listeners like you. Every dollar helps us stay on the air and allows us to continue our work in the community.
Empanadas!
We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so all contributions are tax deductible. Please support with a monthly pledge or one-time donation at radiofreebrooklyn.org/donate. Period.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Let me see. Is there one more? Hey, if you'd like to listen to Radio Free Brooklyn when you're not in front of your computer, please download our free mobile app for iPhone and Android. Available in the App Store for iPhone or Google Play or Android. Subscribe to the monthly. Did you already read that? Monthly newsletter for our Radio Free Brooklyn events. You can sign up at radiofreebrooklyn.org/newsletter. We did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reading that does make me feel like I'm on a real radio station.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at us.
We okay. Did you get all your plugs in that you wanted to do?
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah, get another
Oh, no,
plug
I'm
in.
just gonna open up a whole
Go
thing.
for it. Go for it.
So I do an impression of Tom Waits.
Ooh.
Do you know who Tom Waits is?
I don't know a ton of
do
his
that.
work, but one of my favorite songs in the whole world is "The Piano Has Been Drinking."
Yes.
That's a perfect
the
song.
piano has been drinking.
Oh, that's good.
So I started doing him years ago and like wrote a musical and put that up in the pit right before the pandemic, a couple years right
In
before
his
the pandemic.
style?
Yeah, like utilizing his songs, but also the characters that he brings up in his show,
amazing.
in his songs. So I was interacting with them in the bar as if it was kind of like it wasn't like a Christmas Carol, but it was like they were all kind of coming out of the woodwork and like haunting him, and he got stabbed a lot, and just kind of like just general
Did
debauchery.
Tom Waits get stabbed a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
But I survived, and it was always like a miracle at the end. That, like,
He looks like somebody who's been stabbed a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, he's tough. He's got quite the constitution.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was doing that before the pandemic, and then I was like, this is so much work doing a scripted thing. Which is so funny because I enjoy sketch, but it really is a lot of work. Where this is coming back to the performance anxiety side of it. There's less worry when I'm doing improv. So when I'm also doing an impression like that, where I get pretty method through it, I'm like full Tom Waits get up. I prefer to do improv. So I've created this show where I mirror it off of movies, and it's pretty much just something I like came up with at the bar with Phil Cassell, who I've worked with many times. And we were like, what are some silly titles we could call this? And then it was The Hateful Eight came up, and it was The Hateful Weights, and then I was like, oh, well, what if we mirrored or like used the kind of the form of The Hateful Eight as a guiding light for this form for the improv show. So we did like, oh my God, not a Roland. Oh my God, it's just so late.
I know what
here.
you're talking
A
about.
Laurent?
A Laurent.
Laurent.
It's so late here.
Roland.
Radio Free Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Laurent.
Yeah.
Because it's like the side coach, not the stagecoach.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, if you're familiar, and then a mono scene for when they reach the thing. But it wasn't like about the movie. It wasn't characters from the movie. It was just like that was the general kind of format. Yeah. So I would come out and I perform as Tom Waits, do a song, do a bit of a monologue, and then bring out the improvisers, and we do an improv show based on suggestions. And so this upcoming season, I'm doing Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Oh, I got to see that.
Yeah.
So from what I described with Hateful Eight, it's pretty much that application, but with pirates. So I'm kind of turning him into a Where's Waldo.
Yeah.
Where it's Tom Waits.
Worlds.
Yeah, it's basically Tom Waits trying to leave New York and going somewhere else, and he ends up in this
Tom
world.
Waits the Jack Sparrow of that universe, or is there also a Jack Sparrow?
So No, so there would be a Jack Sparrow, right?
Okay.
So
wow.
I stay Tom Waits.
Gotcha.
And he's there, and he comes into this world. So he is always Tom Waits. And then he's like interacting with pirates or cowboys. And
I feel like that would be hilarious, just like a Tom Waits character in the Pirates of the Caribbean universe.
Exactly.
Just like,
That's great.
Because, I mean,
You want to put that character in all kinds of different worlds.
Yeah, I mean, they have a bunch of rockers in these movies too.
Talk to me about what is the fascination with Tom Waits? What is the love? What do you think that's about?
I mean, I love his aesthetic. I want to live in that world. You know, that like
be stabbed
gritty...
multiple times.
Well, I don't know if he's been stabbed, but I wrote that in for him.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought the actual Tom Waits got stabbed multiple times.
No, not that I know of. But like that gritty New York underground scene, you know, like just barflies. That's kind of what I moved to New York for and didn't really get. So it's kind of a way of me living in that world and taking up space as a man, honestly. Like I do kind of transform myself and
hey lady, there's other people sitting at this bar.
Yeah. What?
Please, just you're taking up like 3 seats. Like I'm trying to serve this customer here. You're taking up a lot of space.
Yeah, well, I'm the dad and I'm the mom. And I'm their young. I just turned 21 and they're taking me out.
Do you expect us to believe that?
You're populating this bar with your own personalities. You could do that from one seat.
Well, I mean, I've got a wig.
Look, can I just sit right here? The seat's clearly open.
It's in the corner. Let him take that one seat.
Okay, hon. Why don't you go to the bathroom while this gentleman takes your seat? Okay, Mom. Okay, fine. I guess this is the last time you tell me what to do because I'm 21 now.
Okay, I'm sitting down.
What can I get you, sir?
Okay, could you just get me like a Narragansett and a shot of Emerson?
All right, I got you. What kind of? I feel like you got a bunch of stories to tell. There's all kinds of interactions between all these people, all these seats.
Us? All 3 of us? Well, I mean, I do come here often, so I'm surprised you haven't noticed that we've been going through some things and we're working them out now. Okay?
You sound like a lady you and your husband have gone through some issues. Here's your drink, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, look, don't press my wife, okay?
Why do you
I'm just taking up space here, okay?
Don't punch me in the arm like that, sir.
You got a Monopoly game going on between 3 different people that you're playing all the roles for.
Yeah. Well, how else am I gonna be competitive? I mean,
this one person's got a huge stack of money. There's a napkin for your drink.
Yeah, thank you.
Who, me? I don't get confused by it. I don't know why you're all confused by it. It's 3 and 1. I mean,
you're a little bit arrogant about the fact that you're winning this game of Monopoly against.
Well, my 21-year-old son has always won, and my husband doubts that he thinks that I was letting him win all the time.
Is your son the sullen one who's just sitting there in the corner?
Yeah, he's in the bathroom, right?
Is that the one that I took the seat of?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, my one ass was there before, but now it's here and here.
Okay, all right.
Listen,
look, you guys, can I just be straight with you? Okay,
yeah,
look.
sure. You graduated
I had a really hard time. Okay,
Yeah.
I came to New York thinking that I was gonna like live this idyllic life and be able to afford a family, and I can't. I'm not married. I don't have a kid. This is all just. I'm just fantasizing here. Can you just please let me take up space? I mean,
I'm gonna pay you $500 a week to come in and do that show at this bar.
My one woman show where I live my
You're
dream.
letting her have the one woman show? I've been pitching a one man show for years.
Do the pitch right now.
Show us.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. My one man show is I'm a street magician named Hoobastank Church Devil.
Scene. That's it. And that's it. Thank you. Good night.